if people have paid, they can throw bread at you. They can throw shit at you if they've paid. But they hadn't even, like, paid, you know. And he was there for a charity for nothing. It's unbelievable. It doesn't really matter what he says. I did a benefit once at the Bloomsbury, and I did some joke about Cameron. It went down all right. And I got heckled by someone booing it and standing up, and it was Nadine Dorries, a Tory MP.
Oh, that's weird.
At a benefit for, like, some baby charity or something. You know, like, if you go out in the world and book a comedian to work for free, you don't get to dictate the terms of what they talk about. You know, it's unbelievable.
That's weird. That you being heckled by Nadine Dorries is not
I think
something
it was
I
her.
expected.
I mean, if that's not true, I'm happy for that story too. I'm happy for that to go out into the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because, as you said earlier, about how when I mentioned the coincidental placement of the comedy roast battle in front of, which I've never actually watched. It might be really good, so I'm being unfair about it when I haven't even watched it. And you sort of said, you know, you're seen as this sort of like, what did you say? You said you're sort of this like villain of comedy.
Well, one of the young ones that write for Russell Howard and everything said that I'm like Sauron, which I thought was really funny. I imagine sort of with a kind of magic eye in a tower, like looking over the sort of battlefield of dead people, kind of the eye of Sauron. So, yeah, the Sauron of stuff.
But I just think it's interesting how you've got this sort of possibly unwarranted reputation on that front, but you then talk about how you're you know, defending comedians to the general public.
Well,
so
it seems to me like I spend a lot of time seeing how great I think stand-up is, and how and making programs to get loads of comedians onto them, and writing about all the things that I like. But you do one 60-minute routine about Russell Howard, and the next thing you know, you're this sort of pariah. But I mean, I don't know. Look, the thing is, right? When I talk about other comedians on stage, right? Okay, right. Why? A lot of people have problems with music theatre, and I do. Like, why are the people singing? It's much harder than just speaking. So why don't they just say the things instead of sing them? You know, there's a sort of weird thing about the
especially in Les Miserables where they sing everything.
It's really hard. That's called through sung, I know, from my background.
Okay.
But yeah, but the like with stand up, I sort of think, well, why is that person on the stage? Right? What are they? You know, and so what I'm a stand up comedian on stage. I'm playing the part of a stand up comedian as well. I'm not saying that I'm a pub landlord or that I'm your friend who's like you. All right, what about that? Hey. Or anything. I'm a stand-up comedian who can tour to between 150,000 and 250,000 people every year, depending on how many gigs you put on, who's had 4 of his own series for BBC Two, which was cancelled, and for whom there is a disparity between their critical acclaim and their level of general public recognition. That's who I am.